Hi, I'm Kai Cheng Thom, and this is Ask Kai, Quick Tips for the Apocalypse, a series of video shorts in which I'll be answering all of your need-to-know questions about how to survive in the apocalypse. Can I come out to my parents over Zoom? In some ways, I think coming out online to your parents might be ideal depending on your situation. But the deeper question is, do you want to, right? Like why would that be good for you? And I think I would just say to be mindful as well that because it's a pandemic and everyone is living in uncertainty, that our ability to handle intense information, to resolve potential conflict, to act in the interest of our relationships and our most compassionate selves is somewhat compromised, right? I like to say that in times of crisis, we discover our truest selves. And, inside our truest selves, there's a lot of great stuff, and also there's a lot of not great stuff, right? So I would say, think about your relationship with your parents. How have you known them to respond to surprises and crises before? If they tend to rise to the occasion and, show compassion and connection, then that's awesome. And I think that's a sign that, maybe moving forward with coming out, might be a good idea. And if you know that your parents tend to respond to stress with, more stressfulness, if they tend to, ask questions and get anxious, if they want to control stuff, as many people do when they're anxious or afraid, then, I might just reflect on, what might that conversation be like and how will it feel for you? Bearing all that in mind, I would just say, think about what you want to get out of coming out to your parents. Ask yourself, really deeply, can I get that from my family? And if not, that just means maybe not right now, not necessarily forever. Then, weigh what's important to you and do your best to have a safety plan moving forward. Question number 2 this week is, I had a falling out several years ago with a friend and I'm worried about them. How do I reach out and repair the relationship in the pandemic? We are experiencing a really intense moment in time where a lot of people are kind of like, to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to survive. And when we start to have that, I don't know how long life is going to be kind of consideration, a lot of stuff comes up. We want to finish our, quote, unfinished business. It's great to want to repair old wounds and to reach out and ask how people are doing. And it's not so great, honestly, to reach out and make contact with someone who may not want to hear from you, honestly, if you don't know that they'll appreciate that. It depends on the conflict. Like if it was something minor, or if you have the context of relationship where it would make sense for you to reach out and repair that argument or that wound. If you've done that before with a person, that's a good sign that, maybe you could do it again. But if it's, a pretty serious thing, especially if it was like in the context of aggression, if you feel like, you really hurt that person or maybe they really hurt you or both at the same time, then I would say just think. Sometimes hearing from someone who caused you harm is distressing, whether or not that person wants to apologize. If you are reaching out to, in some way, seek forgiveness or, have a good experience, it's very possible that the person you're reaching out to might actually not give you that. So I would just kind of take a moment to think like, how do I know that this person I want to reach out to actually would like to hear from me? And if you decide to move forward, I would, move in the spirit of tentativeness. Ask if the person, wants to hear an apology from you. Maybe, center it around that person's needs. Give them the option to be like, global pandemic, not the best time to revisit our deep friendship wound. When we're making amends or repairing a rupture, sometimes the best thing we can do is give the other person both the dignity of, knowing that we are thinking about them without anger or denigration, and also giving them the space that they need to recover and tend to their own needs. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This has been Ask Kai, quick tips for the apocalypse. Stay safe, wash your hands. Don't post pictures of animals returning to the cities. Most of them are fake, and also most of those animals are just looking for food.